Yeah, you know, it's funny. The first club that I started to go to when I was very young. I went to a lot of clubs before I was old enough to even go to the clubs. And then I started going to the clubs so much, I felt like I have to work in the clubs because I'm spending too much money. And I couldn't hold like a real job because I was in the club too much. So then I figured I would work in the club because it was what I loved. And really the first club that I worked at was a club called Trax in New York City, which I worked there when I was a kid. And if I don't want to say how long ago that it was, but it was the competition for the Paradise Garage. The people who went to the Paradise Garage on Saturday went to Trax on Friday. And the DJ was David DePino and Danny Krivit, who are still, Danny Krivit's still a very big DJ in New York, and that was a long time ago. But, at that club where I worked, all the big DJs would go there from, Tony Humphries, Frankie Knuckles, and they would come, Larry Levan would come to this club. So, it was great for me as like a teenage kid to see the DJs I looked up to and to see them I'd see them at my job every day. It was like, if you live in Minnesota or, you can't do this, That's what New York, that's what's great about New York. It's like, you see, when I was young, I would go to the record stores, and in one record store, you would look, and it would be, Junior Vasquez, Danny Tenaglia, all the stars of dance music in America would be in a store. You could have access to these superstars, and they were all coming out of New York. It was like on Louis Vegas party on a Wednesday night in New York, you would see Eric Murillo, Armand Van Helden, Tony Humphries, Frankie Knuckles, Danny Tenaglia, Roger Sanchez in one room every week. It was crazy. It was such a great time, and this is, such a great, city for dance music, and it always has been. This has been from the beginning. I've done every job in a nightclub. I was the guy who would, bust the tables. I was a bar back. I was a bartender. I was a security guard. I was everything except a DJ. Thank God I was never a DJ. But because when I was younger, it was harder to learn to DJ. Now it's easier. But what happened was I worked the door of a club called Sound Factory Bar, and I was there every night, and I knew more people than the promoters of the club. And the owner of the club went to my birthday party one year and saw how many people were there and hired me as a promoter. And the first party that I promoted was a Tuesday night at Sound Factory Bar, and the DJs that we had were Danny Tenaglia and Eric Murillo. So that was before Twilo. It was early in the 90s, and it was after working with DJs like that, it became very easy. It became very easy to promote when you have when you're working with the best talent. It made my job easier, and it started from the very beginning. The parties were successful, and I was I worked hard, and I still work hard every single day, 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, but it's not work to me because I love it. It's not like in my mind, I don't think I have a job, So I think that's the best kind of job. For me, you're successful when you've done everything you possibly can do. Like I'm a promoter. Sometimes the party does great, sometimes the party sucks, sometimes you make a lot of money, sometimes you don't make a lot of money. But if I know that I've done everything that I can do and I'm happy with the work that I've done, I don't care what people say, I don't care if I make money, I don't care about anything. I think success is like the peace of mind that comes from knowing that you've done your best, and I like what I do, so every day I just love my job. I love my job, and I love Pablo and Chus.